Welcome to the Fasting Podcast featuring wellness and optimal weight. Wow. Join our co-host Julie Phillips, myself, and Kimberly Jansen, both certified natural health professionals with combined experience in wellness of 4 decades. In these weekly episodes, you'll discover simplified approaches, little-known facts, insights from the wellness coach perspective, valuable tips, and amazing wellness tools and technologies. And now, on to the show. This is episode 13, Superpowers of the Extended Water Fast, going multiple days drinking water but not eating caloric food. I got excited about fasting multiple years ago when I attended a cancer convention with holistic, natural doctors and researchers, and multiple say that this is what they use for people undergoing that serious and terrifying health challenge. I was shocked and delighted with what the body can do when it goes into survival mode. The extended water fast benefits are absolutely magnificent. And even though this water fast technique has been done for thousands of years, it's not been talked about that much in the United States, for example, until 2016, when Dr. Yoshinari Osumi won the Medical Nobel Prize for autophagy, literally meaning eat thyself. So when the body goes enough days without the caloric food, it can get desperate and say, wow, I have to do everything I can do to survive and even thrive. So it starts eating up the bad cells in the body, tumors, cysts, old broken down muscle cells, everything that's undesirable, toxin-laden fat. And while it's at it, it scavenges for helpful nutrients to feed back to the body as nutrition, vitamins, minerals, fat, proteins. These are the things that allow the body to detoxify while it's simultaneously regenerating and repairing. So as it's looking for what to use, it does major fat loss, but it also turns on the youthful human growth hormone, HGH, so that it helps to preserve our muscle and bone. Amazing. So it's very anti-aging, and the body can actually go into stem cell activation to allow these cells to become anything they need to be. Insulin sensitivity gets addressed, where a lot of people with blood sugar challenges have been overrun with carbohydrates and bad fats. Our energy increases because we're not having to expend much more than half on digestion. Inflammation's reduced. We can not only de-stress and rebuild the digestive immune system, but the timing is so fast, it can be as little as 72 hours to completely rebuild the immune system, even in the elderly, in case a person says, oh, I am going to do chemotherapy, but let me do a 72-hour fast first. They might see a big difference in how their body responds. So while it's starving abnormal cells of the sugar, the bad sugar, right spin sugars, by the way, it also can help to starve the yeast overgrowth candida, which is something we don't want, reduce chronic disease risk, and improve mental and spiritual health and our mental focus while we're experiencing less issues with hydration, allergens, constipation. It's not only free, it actually is saving you money and time not buying food for the duration. All natural, very powerful. We personally do not endorse the dry fasting where you're not doing food or water. And if you haven't seen already episode 3 through 6, you will unequivocally learn things with those episodes on hydration. And you might want to consider the tip about putting a pinch of the pink sea salt in each one of your glasses of water, especially during the extended fast. Now, crucial topic. Who should fast? Anybody with health challenges should check with their healthcare professional first, especially people on medications like blood sugar and blood pressure, because if you do anything natural, we don't want your levels going too low if you aren't working with your doctor to adjust how much meds you're taking. Pregnant, nursing, young children, eating disorders, and very thin people, such as people under 5% body fat. So everyone really should check with their healthcare professional to get medical input before the extended fast or even before intermittent fasting. Kim's going to share with us some really inspiring insights about things that have happened during the extended fast.
These are actual documented cases, and each was monitored by doctors. So there's a video science of fasting. 10,000 asthma patients were treated with water fasting And after 12 days, the black cells of histamine totally disappeared. And 7 years later, 50% maintained that good health. There's another study, True North Health Center. 179 individuals with high blood pressure did a 2 to 3 day pre-fast, which is eliminating foods that aren't good for them in the first place, cutting out the sugar and the carbs and that type thing. Then progressed to a 10 to 11 day water only supervised fast, and nearly 90% lowered their blood pressure below 140/90. These are lasting effects, and they were all medications after this. The third study, founder of Natural Hygiene Health Movement, reported success with patients diagnosed 6 years prior with Parkinson's by 3 30-day fasts, but this is spanning over a 9-month time frame. Another study, doctors at University of Chicago placed a 40-year-old man on a 14-day water fast, and he ended at the end of the fast. His tissues were in the same physiological condition as a 17-year-old. Next is an author of the mucusless diet. He was sealed in a glass cell and observed by 2 physicians for 49 days. He was only given water, and the conclusion was humans are dying from the energy it takes to digest 10 times as much food as the system needs. Now, the last one, world record, if you can believe this or not, a gentleman fasted for 382 days. This was in 1973. He was 27 years old, and he lost 276 pounds and kept it off. Again, totally monitored and only slight supplementation like magnesium. One final insight. Per expert, Dr. Thomas Seyfried. He's a biochemical geneticist, cancer researcher, professor of biology at Boston College, and a consultant trainer for integrative physicians. This is his comment. If you will participate in a 7 to 10 day water-only fast once per year, it may reduce your risk of cancer by 99%.
Let's get further inspired by the timing of the superpowers. Podcast listeners, you don't need to take notes. You might want to go to our website, thefastingpodcastwow.com, because we have slides there with a phenomenal chart that we're going to talk from right now. And we use these in our YouTube version as well. On the chart, there's 3 columns, 24 hours, which is not alone considered to be an extended water fast. The second column, 48 to 72 hours, is called short-term fasting, and the third, prolonged fasting, is 4 to 5 days or more. Ketosis can actually start inside of the first 24 hours noticeably, and depending on how you prepared and whether you were fat adapted, perhaps could kick in and start burning toxin-laden fat while it helps insulin sensitivity at the 10 to 12 hour mark. It can vary. But the other 3 huge benefits show up as major activity at the beginning of day 2: human growth hormone, autophagy, and stem cell regeneration. Let's talk about the human growth hormone. Has been measured that in the beginning of day 2, women have shown an increase of 1,300% HGH, men 2,000%, while we're decreasing the inflammatory aging marker of IGF-1 hormone, insulin growth-like factor 1. Well, there are people all over the world smearing an animal product with carcinogen ingredients on their skin to try to get HGH. Let's let the body do it itself. Autophagy can actually increase 300% at the beginning of day 2, and at the beginning of day 3, another 30 more percent. And after the fast is over, we're going to teach you in future episodes how to help autophagy keep doing activity with things as simple as organic green tea. Stem cell activity has been measured that after 3 full days of fasting can rejuvenate the immune system even in the elderly, while the body is starving the abnormal cells of sugar that they thrive on. Importantly, the natural stem cells your body produced without getting an expensive stem cell treatment will continue to do their work rebuilding and repairing the body at least 5 days after the fast is complete, when you're eating more nutrients to help that process occur. Every person should consider, like Dr. Seyfried said, a 7 to 10 day fast per year with longer period and breaks in between if needed. A lot of people like to do a 72-hour fast per month, but just like we suggested in our previous episode, 24-hour full fast per week can be hugely beneficial because you can see that it starts kicking these advantages. And if you do it noon to noon or dinner to dinner, you get to eat both days. Surprisingly, your appetite improves in an extended fast by the end of day 3, but the Lifeboat homeopathic weight and wellness drops under the tongue system is a huge asset, not just during the extended fast, but also has a whole program called the WOW program, Wellness and Optimal Weight, for after the fast is over, or if you're choosing not to do an extended fast. There's a 24-minute video on our website that shows expert doctors talking about the Y program, including the drops that will help with not just appetite, but they'll help with balancing the hormones like thyroid and adrenals, detoxification, digestion, emotions, adaptogens for stress, and even B12, which is very important to the process. So do not miss our next episode. And it is going to be episode 14, the fasting mimicking approach, where a brilliant doctor did the homework to figure out a way you can accomplish these types of huge advantages without doing water only.
This concludes today's episode. Possible next steps would be to catch up on any previous episodes you've missed, refer us to others, and of course, check out our website, www.thefastingpodcastwow.com. You can also watch our Wellness and Optimal Weight video, our WOW video, at www.lifeboatdoctors.com. For all you podcasters, please leave us a 5-star on iTunes, and YouTubers, like this video and subscribe. Remember to stay positive, focused, and determined, because where the mind goes, energy flows.